Hi, welcome to FIDR Vietnam Photo Exhibition. This is the main entrance of the Da Nang Art Museum. As you can see, these are all appreciation from the national level until provincial level and grassroots level. So very appreciate for what FIDR Vietnam do during the 20 years. This message from Uncle Ho, the chairman of Vietnam. He said that in order to let the children grow up healthily, we need the good education and environment. So when we have the good education and environment for the children, so that the citizen and the nationality become stronger and become independent more than that. That the journeys of FIDR Vietnam during the 20 years, we have the three steps. At first, we work for the peoples. We never let the people left behind, always face to face with them to have the good conversation, to understand their basic needs. And then, 10 years before, together with the people, we try to think together, fight together, and act together with the people. Yes. And now, we let the people take the initiative, do all the activity by themselves. Our FIDR just support and follow up behind and support them whenever they need. That's it until now, so far. We start from the Da Nang before. Da Nang before, just after the war, Vietnam as well as Da Nang become to the time of the đổi mới, the changing, and we had a lot of the support from INGO in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. But in the central Vietnam, there are still lack of some support from INGO. So FIDR Vietnam was here at that time, and we try to support for the local people here overcome after the war based on the basic needs of the local people. And you can see the social change, even the road before 20 years ago, and now it's become more beautiful, more system. Even the classroom, the school, and it's become very nice and very good education environment for the children. And if before the children have to go to the mountainous area to support for their children, now they have chance to come to the school to learn, have chance to learn and to grow up well in the good environment. Yes. Even before or now, children's always smiling. Yes. And during the time, the basic needs of the local people also change. So we need to flexible. We need to follow up what is their needs, and then we can support them quickly and directly. Yes. And thanks to the FIDR staff, we also have the very strong solidarity. So based on that one, we can make very many beautiful activities, and we get some certain achievement until now. You can see this is the whole timeline of FIDR Vietnam from 1998 until now. So far, the first barriers, we often organize some activities based on the real basic needs of the local people. It's mainly support for the learning environment, the construction like support for the school, support for the health, like support for the health equipment. Yes, you can see. And the relief for the local people at that time. 10 years before, we start to together with the local people, interact with them to organize some activities, to let them together with us think what should we do, what should we act for the better life for them. So that mainly from then, the community development process become more grown up at this time. And then 5 years later, we just support them behind them, just on the back, and let them take the initiative by themselves. Let them think what should they do, and we will follow up and we support them when they need. Yes, so these are the photos that the local people take action by themselves first, and then we can see they are very confident after the 20 years, very happy face. Yeah. Yes. And you know, during the 20 years, there are many good models, many changes from local communities. Among them, we found that there are many kinds of the people we want to introduce with you who have the very remarkable impact to the local communities. You can see At first, this is chị Anh, our FIDR Vietnam staff. So she worked for FIDR Vietnam for around 15 years. Yes. And you know, with these 15 years, she's the only staff until now can understand the style of working for people, with people, and by people. And I'm very proud of to say that she is the only person can grow up, can change because of the cultural change, because of the community change. So this is a very good model for us, always to learn and look at her as a good model. Yes. And the next one, she Miss Bé. Yeah, she's from the household woman, become the business ladies. You know, before she very shy and in the community, she don't know how to calculate anything. But after she joined our project activities, she become more confident and very good in calculation and do the business and become very good leader in her community for sharing the experience how to do the business successfully. Yes. And next one, yes, the person who never give up. He's this poor person in the Nam Chami district. He's got young people. Yeah, and this man, if before he decide to communicate with outsiders because he had this poor person, he gets so many difficulty when moving, so that he doesn't dare to communicate with outsiders. But from the time he interact with our project, he become more confident, become the leader of that key farmers, and look like a good model for other people. Even the normal people have to learn and increase themselves by this guy. So we call him the never give up person. Yes. Yeah. And now this lady, she's the cultural lady. He's joined in our FIDR project from 2003. So we can understand how hard she have to challenge during the 15 years until now. She looked like the first person to join in the literature class to show other people how to read and write. Always welcome the guests from the outsiders, introduce the cultural cultures with very happiness and with very happy, smiling, and always be confident. Encourage to other people. She also one of the impact person in her community. Yes. Yes, and this boy, from very shy person, become the representative of the cultural people. Yeah, you know, he don't have the good education, but he become very good representative of the cultural person. He said that he very proud of the cultural people. If without joining in our project activity, he cannot proud like this one. He cannot recognize he's cultural person. He want to encourage the young generation continue to love the cultural cultures. As FIDR try the outsider, try to protect and preserve this culture. Different with the other project activities, not only focus on economic, on livelihood, the FIDR project also focus on preserve the culture that he very love it. And if we know more story about the grassroots level, now we can hear one very nice story from the traditional policymaker become the very flexible leaders. She's Miss Hing. She's from the provincial level. At first, when she joined in the project, if she just make the plan by herself on the paper, no time to go to the field to understand the minds of the local people. Now she recognized that it's better to interact more and more with the grassroots level, and then from that one, she can make a nice plan to have the local people and local community become more better. And she said that thanks to that idea, give her the chance to change the attitude, how to become the very flexible policy maker until now. You can see this is the beauty of the Jiaqing and minority people cultures. In the middle, in the center, see the cultural weaving. You can see what is the difference between this one with the cultural culture weaving. They have the beads inside with very nice and very carefully making weaving. While other minority people, they just have the look like without piece, but also very nice weaving. From Jiaqing to Rieng also, they are very diversified weavings of the minority people in the mountainous area of Quảng Nam province. Yes, we also prepare the videos of some projects so far for let the customer can understand more what we done in the last 20 years. let them feel how hard we are and what achievement we can get until now. You know, during the time we work in Vietnam, FIDR get many support from the national level until the grassroots level. Yes, you can see this is the top of the Vietnamese government, Mr. Nguyễn Xuân Phúc, or other representative of the Quảng Nam people, Đà Nẵng people, or even from the district level. They appreciate what FIDR done until 20 years so far. So thanks to all these stakeholders, FIDR can get the achievement until now. Yes, in this 20-year event, we also introduced some minority clothes from the Cơ tu people, Tharian people as well, Mơ Nông, all kinds of minority people we work together until now so far. As I remember, around 27 minority people we work in the central Vietnam, and these are represent for their counters. Yes, and this is the project room of the FIDR during the 20 years. Because we have the 3 current projects, so I would like to introduce you. This is the PRD project, and then this is the CNIP project so far. Yes, the CNIP project. And then this is the PFSI project. So let me introduce one by one for you what we have done until now. Until now, we work for the 4 main minorities in the PRD project, that's the Cơ tu, Ve, Tharian, and Tây. This project organized in the Quảng Nam and mainly focused in Nam Giang to create a good model for let the people take the initiative to develop the products by themselves, to find what is their trader, and then from that one they can preserve their cultures and develop their community. And now we move to the CNIP area. Yes, the CNIP project we organized in the Con Tum in the central, that's the very hard province until now in Vietnam. So in that project we try to approach to the young mother how to support for their kids in order to reduce the minority children. Yes, and these are the 4 main approach of CNIP. At first, we do the cooking demonstration, and then we let the people how to make the garden more nutrition for the local meals, and then we organize the mother's bay, as you can see over there. And the achievement until now of this CNIP team, you can see from the range of 24% until 15%, the range of the malnutrition child decreased remarkable, thanks to the efforts of all FIDR staff, especially the staff in the Con Tum province and the cooperation from the local partners. We get this very achievement result. And next one, the BSI project. From one model, we successful in Tây Giang in 2010. This become very remarkable result for all the Quảng Nam Dach, so that they established the PSI 1 that we could conduct in 3 districts, Đông Giang, Tây Giang, and Nam Giang in 2012. And after 3 years of the project, PSI 1 get very successful, so that the PSI 2 become expand in 7 districts in both Quảng Nam province and Thừa Thiên Huế province. As you see, there are total 7 districts, Nam Đông district in the Thừa Thiên Huế province, and then Tây Giang, Đông Giang, Nam Giang, Hiệp Đức, Bắc Trà My, Nam Trà My in the Quảng Nam province. Yeah. We also interact with the main minority people like Cơ tu, Ve, Tharian, Cơ Dông, Mơ Nông, or Xe Đăng over there. Yes, and thanks to SRI, because of this technique, we have the people recognize that within their area they can increase their right yield because of the new technique, and that change the awareness on the cultivation habit. And these are some achievements so far we get from this PFI2. If in 2010, just one model, one applier, until now after 7 years we get the 2,800 household apply SRI. You can see how hard and how beautiful is it from the local people. There are some beautiful pictures during the time. At first they agreed to turn in our farmer field schools, and then we let the provincial trainer train for them at the field. and then we transfer this role to the local district trainer. When the district trainer become very master in this one, we transfer this role to the local key farmers, and 3 of them is the main trainers for this model and become look like very good achievement. You can see the rise of the use of SI very strong after the strong wind, while the conventional field is just slide down. Yeah. They said thanks to SRI, they are so satisfied when joining the FIDR project. Because of this one, they can increase the rice yield and then they have more food for the daily meals. You can see on my right hand is the conventional rice field and on my left hand is the SR rice field. You can see what's the difference. You know, the same soil, the same seeds we apply at the same time 30 days ago. It's become like this result. Yes, and this is the mother's bay model in the Kontum province scenic team. You know, you can sit here and take photo. Look like you are in the real mother's base. Until now, we have total 400 models of the mother's bay. So if you have the chance to visit Kontum area, you can see diversified mother's bay of our project. Thank you so much. Yes, and you can see this is the result of the project PRD during the 2 years as well as the FSI project. Yeah. One of the products we try to have the local people develop to let the outsider recognize this is a very valuable product, not the normal rice. Yes, and we know that the Kultur cultures, Kultur women culture is very beautiful, and we want to introduce this one to all friends in all over the world. So it's just small piece, but you can see it's very nice weaving. Besides the Kultur weaving, the Asian weaving is also very nice culture. As you can see, very nice, simple, even without beads, but it can make the local people feel proud of their culture. Do you want to have one? Yeah, and in order to let FIDR have the 20 years of cooking in Vietnam, thanks to great support from all donors for FIDR. So I would like to take the chance to say thanks to all the donors during the 20 years. We have the very great support to the FIDR Vietnam. Thank you so much.